Hey guys, I'm back with another video on the Proud Boys. Well, not another video on the Proud Boys, another video. This time it's going to be on the Proud Boys. You know, I was gonna refrain from making this because I didn't want to just write out the next few videos of content just talking about the same thing. But since there's so much to talk about with these guys, I'm probably just gonna have the next few videos be about them. Well, we're kind of just gonna talk about them a little bit today. I'm not gonna give much insight on them, like my opinions on stuff they've done. Based upon my other videos, you can probably pretty easily tell that I don't like these guys, and I think that they're criminals and thugs. But I mean, that's just my opinion. I know some people have different opinions than me, which is okay. People I've had multiple people tell me that the Proud Boys, they're not violent, they just protest, and they're, which is fine. That's what makes this country great. You have the First Amendment right. You can go out and protest for whatever you want, as long as you're not being violent. But the matter of fact is, it's not true to say that the Proud Boys just go out and peacefully protest. It's just not a fact. It's factually not true. I'm just saying that. It's not even a political opinion thing. That's just a fact. Even according to their own leader and founder Gavin McGinnis said in 2016, the quote exactly was, "We will kill you." That's the Proud Boys in a nutshell. "We will kill you." That is the exact quote. That's not taken out of context. That was him on the Joe Rogan podcast. I'll probably leave that video and a link in the description. In January 2019, Tassatula Tiny Tozy. I know, such a not a ridiculous name at all. Samoan American member of the Proud Boys, and a group called Patriot Prayer, pleaded guilty to misdemeanor assault charge in a 2018 brawl in Portland. Which of course he was beating up anti-fascist counter-protesters. Of course, it's sad because the fact, you can talk about contempt like the Oath Keepers and the Three Percenters have for Antifa and vice versa, but when it comes down to it, when you think of the two groups that are most left and most right that hate each other, that's the Proud Boys and Antifa. The Proud Boys and Antifa are the most opposite. They hate each other the most, it seems, out of all these groups. It ends up in some pretty big group brawls. Yeah, I don't know. It's some pretty intense stuff. Apparently, in 2019, Buckley Wolf, a Proud Boy and QAnon follower, killed his brother with a sword, a katana, I think it was. You know what I'm talking about, the Japanese sword, a katana, because he thought he was a lizard, had lizard DNA in him. Oh boy. Let's see. On January 18th, the leader of the Hawaii chapter of the Proud Boys was charged with trespassing into a restricted building during the 2021 Capitol riot. Yeah, these guys had a lot to do with the Capitol riot. They had they're wearing orange beanies and orange bandanas and orange they had orange bandanas tied around their shoulders and stuff like that. We're gonna get to their initiation stuff. So I don't know that much about first degree, but it seems like you have to, for the first degree, it seems like you just have to say their phrase, which is, let me just look up their phrase real quick, because I think I remember it. One second. Okay, here it is. So to gain entry the first degree entry into the Proud Boys, you have to say, quote, "I am a Western chauvinist who and will not apologize for building the modern world." You have to yell that repeatedly. You have to yell that louder than like five or so other Proud Boys that are trying to yell it over you. To gain second degree, you have to get like the crap kicked out of you by like five guys. At least, well, you name five breakfast cereals. I don't know if it's one breakfast cereal per person beating the crap out of you, or if it's just five. So like if you say like Chex, Cheerios, like Cocoa Krispies, Fruity Pebbles, and like Kellogg's, whatever, like you get to go, and they're trying to see, that's basically just trying to see that like how you can think straight in combat. I know some people are like, when they read these, they're like, oh, they're just like silly little frat boys. That's what they're trying to get you to believe. Because when they do these silly hazing rituals, they're trying to get you to believe that you're joining some kind of like frat party, basically some unorganized like drinking party. They describe themselves as men who like beer. That's just it. And yeah, it's just men. They don't let women into the organization at all. Yeah, they describe themselves as men who like beer. Yeah, it's a really weird. Some people aren't as like open to that, and like when I first came across the Proud Boys, and I was more like, I've never really been politically neutral, but when I was like kind of new to all this like Proud Boys, Antifa, like Oath Keepers stuff, I was like, oh, these guys are just some silly like just a group of idiots causing trouble and wearing MAGA hats. And I didn't think much of them until I realized like how dangerous that mentality can be. If I get it in my mindset that they're just some kind of like just silly frat that does hazing rituals, then when they do something like storm the Capitol, I won't believe that they were there, because why would just some silly frat hazing party, some frat group just go to the Capitol? Why would they storm the Capitol? Why would they do that? Which is, it's a dangerous mindset because, yeah, it's a dangerous mindset because it makes you believe that they couldn't do anything wrong. The Proud Boys, although they do claim that they're not white supremacists, and they are not to their credit, they are not like, only white group. I mean, their leader, Henry Enrique Tarrio, some people call him Enrique Tarrio. Enrique is his middle name, not his first name, but he goes by his middle name to sound more Cuban. They are very much so. They're very much so. Most of them white supremacists. They were there at the Unite the Right rally in 2017 in Charlottesville. A lot of them were there. I don't think they were officially there as the Proud Boys, but there was a lot of members. Like they weren't there with Proud Boy flags or like POIB stuff there at all. There were Proud Boys there. At 2019, they were at a Pittsburgh, North Carolina rally, waving Confederate flags, and they had their Pinochet did nothing wrong T-shirts. For those who don't know, Augusto Pinochet was a ruthless dictator that would kill those who don't agree with him by sometimes taking them into helicopters and tossing them out of the helicopter, like onto like down off a mountain, or like just toss them out of a helicopter, which kills you. That's why you'll see them being like Pinochet did nothing wrong, or like Pinochet Helicopter Club, because like they say that like Pinochet didn't do anything wrong because he was killing socialists, which is a fucked up mindset. Like you never see socialists being like, oh, Joseph Stalin wasn't doing anything wrong because he killed capitalists. Like maybe that's happened before, but I've seen plenty of like Nick Fuentes, Joe Biggs, Henry Enrique Tarrio, all these people, Alex Jones calling for violence against socialists and saying that anti-socialist dictators didn't do anything wrong because they didn't like socialism. I've never seen any socialists, like, I've never seen any people that are called or labeled socialists. Like, I don't think AOC's a socialist, but I've never seen, I don't think she's a real socialist, but she gets labeled socialist all the time, and I've never once, like, nothing's come out about her being like, no, we should, like, it's fine to kill capitalists whenever you want, like the right does with socialists. It's honestly just disgusting. Yeah, that's probably going to be the end for this one. They will probably get into their connections between Nazis and other white supremacist groups like the Traditionalist Workers' Party and the League of the South. They are they've got a couple people in their like organization, like influencers. Some people might know Baked Alaska. Obviously, they were founded, and their original leader, like their ex-leader or whatever, was Gavin McInnes, who has said the N-word and done Sieg Heils, the Nazi salute for Hail Victory, on his podcast, like several times. They've also been endorsed a number of times by Richard Spencer, basically coined the term alt-right. Um, yeah, they've got a lot of connections to Catboy Cammy, who's a streamer who's very famous for going on Omegle dressed as like in blackface or wearing yellow face paint with bowls of noodles pretending to be an Asian person. It's just really fucked up shit. Anyway, that's probably gonna have to be the end for this video. I'll probably catch you back at part 2. Peace.